Yo, what is good YouTube? I'm Richie Kim, and today I'm going to be bringing you all the performance review on the brand new Nike Kyrie Low 5. Before we get started, if y'all enjoy sneaker content just like this, do me a favor and hit that subscribe button down below and hit that bell notification button so you never miss another video just like this. But anyways, let's get right into it. As always, starting off with the traction, the Nike Kyrie Low 5 features a traction pattern that is very similar to the Kyrie Infinity traction pattern. It is very similar, but there's actually some differences in the actual pattern itself. But, you know, if you're just to take a quick look at both of them side by side, at a quick glance, you probably wouldn't be able to tell the difference. But yeah, you know, the traction on here is really good. You know, this is a solid white outsole. I'm not sure if, you know, translucent rubbers will perform the same, but on this colorway in particular, the traction is absolutely insane. If you're playing on your clean courts, no problems whatsoever. You're gonna be able to stop on a dime, make those Kyrie-like movements at will. Yeah, clean courts, no problem. Dusty courts, same thing. Honestly, like the bite is still really insane on the dustier courts. The only thing is, you know, this does pick up a little bit of dust, and the dust can actually collect in the grooves, but you know, just a quick wipe and you guys are gonna be good to go. The traction on the shoe is really nice. Yeah, you know, the traction is just great on all types of courts. So yeah, overall traction is really good. So moving on to the cushion, the Kyrie Low 5 features what I believe to be a full-length Phylon midsole. It is not that bad actually. You do get some compression in the heel, so impact protection is like okay. It's definitely not the best, but then up in the forefoot you do have a 4-foot zoom unit, and the zoom unit feels very nice. It's not overly bouncy or anything like that. It provides a very balanced zoom feeling is like the best way I can describe it. You know, you do get a little bit of rebound, you do feel a little bit peppier in your step, I guess, and you do get that impact protection. So overall, you know, the cushion setup in the Kyrie Low 5 is actually good for once. It's not like bricks on your feet, which is awesome. So that is a much needed change from, you know, the previous Kyrie Low models to the Kyrie Low 5. I really enjoyed the cushion in this one. So moving on to the materials, the Kyrie Low 5 features a very similar material to the Kyrie Infinity. It's basically like this textile. However, in this Kyrie Low 5, compared to the Kyrie Infinity, the textile feels a little bit more crispy, I would say. So it's definitely not as premium feeling, but you know, it's still really thin and it gets the job done just fine. The materials offer a lot of containment for what it is. On top of that textile material, you do have like these slight fuse overlays, probably for more aesthetics, but also added durability as well. Like right here, this strip, not really sure if you all can see it, but there is a fuse strip right here. And then as you move towards the middle of the shoe, it is that same textile with some synthetic overlays on top. And as you move towards the back of the shoe, you do have this synthetic leather panel with another textile for like the actual heel of the shoe. Moving towards the tongue, you do have a basic standard mesh tongue. However, I would say it is decently padded. So if you do like to crank down your laces, you're gonna be fine. You won't really feel it digging into your foot. And another thing that I really like, what Nike did with the shoe is they did provide like wide flat laces, which is nice. Wide laces are always nicer than the thin laces. However, I will say that the actual lace quality feels pretty cheap, but it is what it is, and still, you know, I prefer cheap wide laces over cheap thin laces. Overall, from a material standpoint, it's definitely, you know, not the most premium, but it definitely gets the job done in terms of the performance. So moving on to the fit, I would say that the Kyrie Low 5 does run true to size. It is definitely narrow, and I would say it's narrow in the midfoot as well. Also a little bit narrow in the forefoot. I did feel a little bit of pressure around my pinky toe area, but definitely not as much as the previous Kyrie Low models. And same with the midfoot, you know, it is narrow, but not as narrow as the previous Kyrie Low models, because in the previous Kyrie Low models, there were times where it just caused so much pain on my foot that I could not play in the shoe for long durations. However, in the Kyrie Low 5, I was actually okay. It does feel, like I said, a little bit tight in the midfoot, so if you do have wider feet, just watch out for that. If you have wide to really wide feet, you may want to go up a half size, but me as a slightly wide footer, going true to size felt perfectly fine. Just make sure if you do have like slightly wide feet and you go true to size, don't completely tighten this midfoot by yanking on the laces all the way, because you might feel a little bit of strain in your foot. Outside of that, I would say there is quite a bit of dead space up in the toe box area, but it doesn't really, hinder the overall fit or anything like that. And so overall, I would say that the fit is pretty good. Just be careful if you do have wider feet. So moving on to the support, I really didn't have any support issues in this shoe. You do have an internal heel counter with great heel sculpting to make sure that your heel is locked in and contained. I personally didn't have any heel slippage whatsoever. In terms of the lateral containment, I didn't really have any issues there as well. The materials do a great job of keeping your foot planted on that footbed, as well as, this foam does come up a little bit and acts as a sidewall for your foot. And then, for lateral stability, I didn't have any issues with the lateral stability in the shoe. It is a fairly wide base, and the foam does protrude out a little bit, so it does kind of act as an outrigger, so you aren't going to have any problems on those hard lateral movements. The only small issue I guess with the shoe is the torsional rigidity and stability. It's definitely not the stiffest. Like, you can actually twist and turn the shoe, and you can see the center point of the shoe like twisting and turning as well, which is kind of weird because I've never actually seen this happen before in a shoe. So yeah, that is a little bit weird. So I wouldn't say that the torsional rigidity and stability is the best. However, I didn't really feel any problems caused by this. It's just something I noticed, when I was just playing around with the shoe. So not really sure if it has any impact on the support, but that is just something to note. Personally, to me, I didn't have any support issues, so overall, I would say that the support is pretty good in the Kyrie Low 5. So the Kyrie Low 5 retails for $110, I want to say, and for $110, it's a solid pickup. I definitely wouldn't use this outdoors or anything like that. The rubber is fairly soft, and it's probably just not going to last. However, from an overall performance perspective, I would say that this is a pretty good performer. $110, can't really complain. The materials could have been a little bit better. However, overall, it is a solid shoe. If you like the previous Kyrie Lows, definitely pick up a pair of these, because I think this is a huge improvement upon the previous Kyrie Low models. This is definitely not as nice as the Kyrie Infinity, but it's still very, very solid. $110, can't really complain. There are other shoes in this price point that I would personally choose over this, namely the PG6, because that is an absolute performance beast. But yeah, this is still not a bad shoe. It's still very fun, and I really don't have too many complaints about this shoe. If you all want to pick up a pair of these, I'll leave a link for you down in the description box below. But that's pretty much it for this performance review. If you all like this video, do me a favor, hit that subscribe button down below, and then also hit that bell notification button so you never miss another video just like this. And then also please hit that thumbs up button for me, as it really does help me out. While you guys are at it, check out these videos over here, and that's pretty much it. Until next time, peace.